Hey, what's up? So every year towards the end of the year, I start thinking about how I can optimize my environment. So basically tools, techniques, processes, notes, whatever. And this year was no different, the end of 2024. And this time I went crazy though. I went absolutely crazy. I started optimizing everything. I ended up spending like over 40, 60 hours. I didn't even keep track, but it was like probably over 60 hours of customizing like everything. And ultimately, the thing that came back to be the centerpiece was this tool called Raycast. So I'm going to jump into that. Okay, so here we are over here on the Raycast website. It's raycast.com. And you see that I'm talking about your shortcut to everything. They actually had another tagline I think I liked better, which was action at the speed of thought. And this is going to be a theme that you're going to see throughout this entire video. And this is the reason that I am so excited about this. Essentially, if you are on macOS and you are not using Raycast, I'm telling you, you are at a tiny fraction of your possible productivity. It is that important. If you've been watching any of the stuff I've been talking about with AI, the whole concept that I've been harping on and pushing on for all this time, since like whatever, the end of 22, is it's not about the tools that you use. It's not about the technology and how powerful it is. The real question is, as you go through regular life and you're trying to actually accomplish things, how quickly can you take your current problem that just popped into your head and bring that problem to a particular technology or a particular tool and then get the answer back and reincorporate that into your life and whatever you were doing at that moment? That is the most important thing for tech. Integration. We have an integration problem with tech. We don't have a capability problem. This is especially true with AI. And AI is what I'm going to demo last. But what I'm going to do first is show you a whole series of a few of the main use cases that I use Raycast for and why I think it's so powerful. All right, so the first thing is, what are we talking about here? At the very base level, like level 0 for this tool, it is a launcher. So you've used Spotlight before. Again, we're talking about macOS centric here. You've used Spotlight before. A lot of people, including myself, used Alfred for a very long time. And this is essentially a successor to Alfred. It's just better in every way, but mad respect to Alfred. It still got me through a lot of stuff, and it was very good for the time. So first thing is just launching, right? So we're going to launch something. You can launch an app, you could launch notes, you could launch calendar, you could launch whatever. So that's the same as with Spotlight. That's the same as with Alfred. It's just a launcher. Now, quick links is the next level. Next level, and this is my hierarchy here, but I would say that next level is quick links. And quick links allows you to do more than just launch. You can actually launch and configure at the same time. It's basically like a better launcher. So if I open up extensions, actually, and I go to, and I just scroll down, and I'm going to look for quick links, we're going to take a look at different things that I've set up with quick links. Okay, so here's quick links here, and here's a good example. So AI influence level, this is a post that people ask about a lot, or I want to just reference, and I can't remember it. Quick links has basically replaced bookmarks for me. I don't use bookmarks anymore. I actually haven't used them very often in like the last few years. It doesn't occur to me to go up to manage bookmarks, scroll over and start looking for something. That is not efficient at all whatsoever. So what I've done is taken anything that I would have put into bookmarks, and I now have that inside of individual quick links, okay, that I know that I go to often. So for example, this AI influence level post, AI influence, boom. I didn't even type all of it. I just typed like a little bit of it, right? And this thing pops up. So cool. But what else do we have in there? Extensions. So AI people. So this is like AI people that I follow on AIP. Yeah, I don't even have to type all of it. This thing, I'm telling you, it reads your mind. It reads your mind. If you start typing a thing, once again, go back to the concept of action at the speed of thought. Just think of the thing and start typing, and then you're going to be able to press enter. The more you trust the tool, the better the tool gets. And we're just going to go deeper and deeper levels until we get to the final piece, which is the AI piece, which is absolutely insane. It's my new AI workflow, but we'll save that to the end. So here's a bunch of AI people. This is like an AI list that I put together. So if I want to look at what AI people are talking about, I type this. So AI people, extensions. All right, let's say I want to check Amazon orders. So AO, Amazon orders. Oh, look, this is like the different things I've ordered recently. Nothing too embarrassing. I think the editing team checked that out beforehand. All right, I actually had to re-record this bit because while I was showing off a couple of features, I actually clicked on some crazy drum and bass EDM, and it was like super loud, and it went over the whole thing. You might have saw that version, but basically this is a cleanup of that. But what I want to talk about now is extensions. So if I do extensions and I open this up, this is essentially all the stuff that you have access to within Raycast. And there's a whole store for this, right? So if you go to the plus and say install from store, this is where you can install like all the different things. So this is basically how you get new functionality into the tool. So essentially what I did when I did my whole refresh of my tech stack was I basically figured out all the different stuff that I was using separate tools for. And I looked for analogs or like improvements of those inside of the Raycast store. And the vast majority, I found something as good or better. But if we just look through mine, so Apple Notes, Brew, so this you could basically clean up, search, show anything you have installed with Homebrew. Calculator, calendar, clipboard history, color picker. Color picker is kind of cool. Pick color, and this basically, boom, and now that color is copied into my clipboard. So now I could just paste that somewhere else in the hex format. Developer, that's for like creating extensions. You could control all your Docker images. Dungeons and Dragons, you could do like, yeah, you could see everything about your different monsters or whatever. I installed that because I have a game on Friday, which is actually today. So game night tonight with the friends. GitHub, Google Workspace, Home Assistant, so you can do all sorts of stuff with your home. Menu bar calendar, this is a thing that I talked about or will talk about up here in the top right in the menu bar. Ollama AI, so basically all the different AI stuff that we're going to talk about, you could also do with local models with Ollama. Pick your wallpaper, you can control wallpaper there. Quick links, we talked about that one. Lots of different Raycast things independently. Look at this. This is all my bookmarks. So I could search my bookmarks. I can add a bookmark. Again, I'm not using bookmarks in Arc anymore because I haven't used browser-based bookmarks in so long. Like I would just put everything into a queue and I would never go back to it. Well, what I could do now is store it in raindrop.io, which right now to me is the best bookmark like manager or database. But the whole point of bookmarks is you can never find this stuff, right? So again, this is the interface to that. This is the way you get into it. Wanted to show just a couple of more things around quick links real quick as side tangent here. So I have a time server. All right, so essentially what I'm showing here is this is my own internal time server. This is a Stratum 1 time server, which means I'm not talking to some other time server that's talking to a time server that has really good time. I am talking directly to the satellites. I have a thing in my attic is picking up really good signal. Look at this, 30 signal to noise ratio, 30 dB. This is really, really high quality signal. And I've seen 27 satellites and I'm currently using 14 and I have a 3D fix, which means both forward, sideways, and up and down, right? So X, Y, and Z, basically. It's 3 dimensions, right? So you need a certain amount of fix before you can actually get a 3D fix. And if you look at my, well, you can't actually see them because I have them blurred out, but if you look at my accuracies, it's within like 8 feet for these things. So it's specifically where on the planet I am sitting in this chair. And the point is that I set up this DNS inside of my networking system so I could just instantly go there, right? But look, I've also got this other one called Shake. And this one is actually my earthquake data. So this is basically shakes that have happened inside of where I have this device. So I can go and find earthquakes when they happen, or if I happen to stomp or drop weights or something right next to where this thing is. But just a couple more things that I have like inside of quick links. The whole point here is you don't want to be thinking about what you are doing. You want to be just executing it, right? And that takes us squarely into this next topic, which is quick searches. So quick searches are a thing that lots of browsers have had before. And I've done infinite configuration of this from like probably 8 or 10 different browsers over the years. So it's basically when you do a Command L, you're able to put like an A in front of something, and then that A can become like an Amazon, and then you type something, and then you're now searching Amazon. And that was all built inside of the browser. I don't like that though, because browsers change. I might change browsers myself and switch to a different one. I would rather have it be universal. So what I could do is I could do a space time server, and I now just searched Amazon for a time server. If I do G space time server, I am now doing a Google search for time server. If I do P time server, you probably guess what that's going to do. Perplexity. Okay, so Amazon, Perplexity, Google, and the default is actually this one. So watch this. This is amazing. And this is going to tease into the AI part, which we're going to talk about later. But look at this. If I do time server, I didn't type any prefix, because the more important the task is that you are doing, the more you want to have it involve fewer steps. Okay? You want to have as few steps as possible. Okay, so if I type time space server, that's going to, look what it popped up. The default is to search with Google. So without me typing a G, because that's one extra step, and more importantly, it's one extra friction step inside my brain of like thinking that I want to search Google. My default is to search Google. I tried Perplexity for a while. I switched back to Google. Google seems to be catching up with some of the AI summarization stuff. I don't know. I'm on the fence. It's like half and half for me. But anyway, the bottom line is the most important thing that you do, you want to be more default with fewer steps interrupting you. So time server, press enter with my pinky, and now I am searching Google. But watch this. Actually, I'm not even going to show you. I'm not going to show you this part, because that's a teaser for the AI part, which comes next, or comes a little bit later. All right, so the point of all of this, okay, I'm going to keep hitting this because this is like the most important concept here. We're talking about friction reduction. We're talking about Neuralink, okay? When you first get these tools, you have to go to their independent places. There's no possible way to like invoke them in a central way, like within a browser or something. So they're all disparate websites or disparate tools. You have to go individually pull them up. Then maybe it gets a little bit easier with something like Spotlight, because you could at least like pull up an invoker to call the thing, but you can't really access specific functions of it. The point is you have a lot of thinking to do, and that thinking is friction. I do not want friction. Now, the ultimate version of this, which is so obvious for everyone, it's not like a secret. The ultimate version of this is you literally think and it literally happens. And that's like what some people are working on. Elon's working on with like Neuralink and stuff like that. So it's literally taking what you're thinking. You're not moving a muscle, and it's going and it's happening. Okay. Well, we already know that's the ultimate goal and is pretty far away. So what I like to do just in life and just in productivity and in programming and in coding and projects and everything is I think about what the ultimate is, and then I work backwards to like, okay, I don't want to be way over here on the left, grasping at like, oh, maybe I could do this, or maybe I could do that, maybe I could do this. What I do is I start with the ultimate and I work backwards and see how close I can get to it. Okay. That is why Raycast is exciting to me, because it is an early prototype. It is a closer version to the best thing that we're ever going to have, which is instant thought and action, right? That's why I love the Raycast motto of action at the speed of thought. And that's why I think it's the best motto that they've actually had, right? Action at the speed of thought. So that's what you do. When you invoke like this, you're popping this thing up and you're just typing according to what you're thinking. And that is pretty damn close, moving in the direction of Neuralink. And that's why I'm so excited about it. Okay, so like we were talking about, search snippets. So snip, again, watch this, SSNE. What am I typing? Who even knows? I'm thinking, I'm trying to record as well, but like SSNE. Look, their SS and NE are all in search snippets. Once again, the thing reads your mind. It knows what you're thinking of. So search snippets. This bottom note happens to be one that I made recently. That's how we did the whole workflow I just did a second ago. But I could do that with callout, caption, Google API key. You got to be careful with these. You got to watch out. You need to keep in mind what you're actually storing in here. I don't store any passwords in here. And actually they have a defense that kind of makes sure you're not storing things that are too sensitive, but just keep in mind. But the point is, all of these different snippets are now available to me to invoke via Raycast, as opposed to using yet another third-party app. So that's really cool. You can add them very quickly. CNI, okay, CS actually create snippet. Again, it figures out what you're trying to do. So if I want to just press enter, I can make a new snippet, okay? So that's how snippets work. Next thing I want to talk about is actually screenshots. Okay, screenshots, super, super cool. This is like one of the most powerful things you could do with Raycast. And people who love screenshots are going to love this like you cannot believe. All right, so watch this. I'm going to take a screenshot with boom, boom, boom. I think it's Shift Command 4, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm going to take this screenshot, pops down here, and then I'm going to go watch this. SSC. I could have typed SC. Either way. And by the way, I didn't even set up an alias. This is just figuring it out by itself. Search screenshots. I'm going to press enter. Watch this. Whoa. It just pulled it up. Text. Whoa. I just typed text. Guess what? Guess what? Watch this. Raycast is doing OCR on the content. It knows if there's text in the screenshot. Okay, I actually have something else that's like crazy cool, which is a whole separate talk show. But look what I got set up. I've got a thing that actually identifies what's in the screenshot. And it renames the screenshot. And I actually talk about this in the full video I talked about earlier. But anyway, this is not required. It's unrelated to what Raycast is doing. But I thought I would mention that because it's kind of cool. So again, SC, search screenshots. This one is actually recent. So let me just type construction. Look at that, construction. It finds the construction. This is actually a picture of my house being built a long time ago, 2021. But it figures out construction. I wonder if it would find wood. Look, that's ridiculous. How many screenshots do you take all the time and you can't find them? This is integrated right in. This is not a third-party tool. This is built right in. I'm telling you, if you get your utilities into this system for 2025, you're going to be flying around your operating system. That's what I'm doing now. I'm just like thinking, stuff happens. And I haven't even told you the coolest one yet, which is the AI one. All right, for the next one, I want to actually talk about my menu bar. And I'm using a utility. I can't remember if this is fully integrated with Raycast or if it's just like a third-party utility that somebody was talking about. It was one of the interviews from the Raycast show. In fact, let me just go over there to Raycast, which I should make a quick link for that. But anyway, let's see if they have like a link to their YouTube. All right, another piece of functionality I want to show you is actually searching videos. So something just made me think of the main guy doing all the videos for Raycast. His name is Pedro, and this is actually his website. He's like super cool. I love all the videos. I love the way he presents all the information. And I feel like they made a good choice because he actually gets why Raycast is so important, which would make sense why he's in charge of running like the YouTube channel. I'm not sure what he officially does, but he's the face that I see the most from the videos over there. But anyway, here's his website. And by the way, the website is like completely sick. And behind this blurred out text is actually him doing the videos. Like, that is cool. And it's not even hitting my GPU or CPU that much, which is kind of interesting. But anyway, I want to show you just real quick one more extension for actually searching videos. So if I do SV search video, look, I'm actually searching YouTube for videos. So if I do like quick links and Raycast, I'm actually searching YouTube videos for Raycast content about quick links. Okay. So and there he is right there. That's Pedro. He's the one doing all these videos. And here he is talking about mastering quick links. And you can listen to him here.
And today I want to show you how to master them.
So that is essentially how to search for videos very quickly. Again, you could do this for anything. So SV, again, search videos, Miessler, Fabric, and it should pull up Fabric videos. Yeah, it's got Network Chuck there. So this is basically a way to find any of your own videos. You could find channels this way. You could find videos this way. You could do like whatever you want to do. So again, another interface for searching. Not just web, but also videos. Okay, so the next piece of functionality I want to talk about is actually my menu bar. So my menu bar, it's actually got a bunch of functionality in it. So I've got all these tools that are up there normally. You might have to zoom in for this one because the menu bar is just kind of small and I can't really easily zoom. But I've got this tool called Hidden Bar, and this came from one of like the 100 videos that I watched about Raycast. Some of these tools are separate and they just kind of integrate with Raycast and go into the menu bar. And other times they're just kind of like unrelated. But anyway, Hidden Bar or Hidden Menu, I'm not sure exactly what it's called. It basically hides and cleans up your menu bar. But I'm going to go through step by step. This is actually because I'm recording right now. But look at this. This is a tool called Stats. Stats is kind of like a free replacement for iStat menus. And it basically works the same. It kind of looks the same. It's very, very cool. I got GPU here. One little tidbit for you. If you go to raycast.com and you look at this little background thing, look at this. Look at the GPU going wild right now. Okay, yeah, so stepping through these different things in the top here. I've got CPU, I've got GPU, I've got memory, I've got my disk, and I've got network. And look at this right here. This is really cool. So right here, it tells me what my next meeting is, and it tells me how long before that happens. And right here, it shows me what I have as well, but it also gives me a calendar view. So this is like mini calendar. This is my schedule, which is built into Raycast, and they're all putting those there appropriately. And I basically took a bunch of stuff out of the menu that I didn't want there and put them there. And this one is really cool. This came from a video that Pedro had somebody on, and they had this. This is the number of people that are actively browsing my website like this exact second. And I could open that up in Fathom, which is the Fathom analytics platform that allows this to happen. Then I've got the weather. I've got my notes. This is my current focus state. And that's pretty much it. So this is like a collapsed version, which is way cleaner than that nightmare right there. So menu bar integration. I'm most excited about this one, which shows me my calendar and my schedule for exactly what I have to do today. And it's available in one click. And even better than a click, it's available as a view. So I could look up and see in an hour and 11 minutes, I'm going to talk to Edward. Okay, so that was the menu bar. All right, now I want to show you the thing I actually have been wanting to show you the whole time, which is the thing that has most changed my workflow from all the different changes, like hundreds of different changes that I made with my tool set and my workflows and my processes, and most importantly, Raycast. Of all the different ones, I saved the best for last, and that is AI integration. So I've done tons of AI. You've probably seen a bunch of the videos. If you haven't, please go check them out. But my core concept with AI, as I talked about before, is we don't have an AI technology problem. There are a million different AI websites. There are a million different AI tools. There's a million different AI utilities. And like, what are you supposed to do? When you have a given problem, which tool you're supposed to use, which utility, which website, that's the hardest part, right? You have Anthropic, you have OpenAI, you have all these different things. And like I said before, we don't have a capability problem. We have an integration problem. And with AI, it's the absolute worst. Integrating the problems that you have with the AI that you have is the hardest thing. And so my first thing that I was thinking of when I started looking at Raycast is like, how can I get a bunch of my AI stuff into there? So real quick, I want to pull up this platform that I built called Fabric. So if we just go to Fabric, we go to the GitHub. This is the repo, and this is the project, and it's pretty cool. I recommend you check it out on its own. Basically, it is a whole bunch of crowdsourced prompts that do a whole bunch of stuff, solving particular use cases. There's like cybersecurity use cases. There's like life use cases. There's just a million different things that you could do inside of Fabric. And the center of it is these patterns, okay? These patterns allow you to do like a million different things. All right, so let me just go up to the patterns here, and I click on patterns, and look at this. Analyze answers, analyze candidates, analyze paper, analyze spiritual text, create better frame. Like there's a bunch of videos from other people, right? So I would say go check these out. These are integrations. These are problems and solutions to specific problems that we have in our life. But here's the problem. You have this problem, extract recipe, extract questions, extract video ID. You have this thing that you want to do, but you are inside of some application. How do you get that thing from here to there, right? So what I like to do is I go and I open up Fabric on the command line because I'm a command line person. I like that. But that's not for enough people, right? Not enough people use the command line. A very small percentage of people are command line first, like I am, right? And I understand that. So I'm looking for other ways to integrate. And we've done a couple of different things, but Raycast is the absolute best one. So I'm going to show you a couple of ways to integrate these patterns inside of Raycast. But first, we're actually going to build up from there. So we're actually going to go in order. All right, let's just skip all that. I'm actually just going to do the Fabric one separately afterwards. Like I said, I'm most excited about talking about this AI stuff. And here's the actual flow for doing this in a smarter way like I was talking about. So normally what you do is you do something like, okay, you launch Claude. Okay, so here's a Claude application. You can type into Claude, you can get your results back, cool. Or you can come over here and you could go to Claude.ai and you can get your answers from there. That's Claude. I personally prefer OpenAI, so that would be like ChatGPT, but I never go to the website anymore. I'm not even logged in. I don't go to the website anymore because of Raycast. So check this out. I told you before in quick searches that I could do P space something, right, and search for it. That's cool. And I also told you you could do G space and you could search for something on Google. And I also told you that if you do just whatever search term, you can actually just do it right from the command line, and you don't have to do the G because that is your default one that you set to the top. So I just did a search on Google by invoking Raycast, typing the search term, and pressing enter. So you get back whatever, right? So that is really powerful. All right, so I talked about how you could do that quick search with Google, right? So you just type whatever here, and it's going to go and search that in Google. But what if I could type like AI Fabric Miessler here, and instead of pressing enter, we know what that would do. It would be a Google search. Instead, I switch over to the option key, and I press enter. Guess what I just did? I just skipped all those steps of going to an AI application, calling up like an actual thick client on the computer, or going to a website like OpenAI or Claude or Anthropic or whatever, and typing into a website, right? So rather than clicking or even using Raycast to open the website, I'm bypassing that completely and just typing it into Raycast. And instead of pressing regular enter, I press, and this is configurable, option enter. And it brings this up, okay? So let me search. So let me show you this. Okay, this is insane. Look, it didn't just give me the LLM response. And by the way, I'm using Claude 3.5 Sonnet for this. You can configure this to any model that you want to use. Sonnet, I'm using, it seems pretty fast. I like it a lot. So it gives me not only an LLM answer, but look what it did. It gave me the GitHub for Fabric. It gave me my website to talk more about the introduction to Fabric and why I created it. This is custom Raycast built functionality wrapped around the AI. Okay? So I could click on these links, and guess what? It's going to pull up Fabric, the actual project. It's going to pull up the actual project because of those links. So again, AI, Fabric, Miessler, Alt, Enter. It's going to search it up again. It's probably going to find similar things or say similar things and find the same links. +8, look at this. It found all these links as well. So I've got all these references. That is not the crazy part. You want to see the crazy part? Watch this. Do you see this right here? I got to actually move my mouse. Command J. Watch this. Command J. I just launched into a dedicated AI conversation location. Okay, so now I can say, I don't get it. What does Fabric do? Let me search for a clear explanation of what Fabric does. It's going to go and consume this whole web page. Think about it. A collection of pre-made AI prompts called patterns that help users get better results from AI systems. So again, more links to GitHub, plus all these different links. And now I can just have a dynamic conversation with my AI about the web page that I'm on, okay? So I'm going to go back to Threshold, which is a different app that I built. What is this? Incredible Conundrum of Life's Origin. Okay, let's go and click on that. Well, that's got a login, so let's not click on that one. Okay, this guy's really cool. I follow this guy. Well, this is actually Daring Fireball talking about Simon Willison. But Simon Willison is a cool AI guy you should check out. He's basically a developer who talks a lot about AI. But this is the website. So what is he talking about here, right? What is he actually talking about here? Watch this. This is absolutely insane. This is the fastest thing you can think of. I typed 3 letters, SUM, summarize page. This is a custom thing that I wrote, which actually brings it down to 1 sentence. And I'm going to show you how to write these in a second. Bring it down to 1 sentence. Models got faster, cheaper, with better vision audio features while running locally became possible. That's the 1 sentence summary. Watch this. This one is actually built in to Raycast AI. summarize web page. Again, it's pulling from the live web page that I'm on, and it does a full breakdown of this stuff. Okay, I'm going to go back to my site because I know the content better. This one's called Fast versus Slow AI. Again, I'm on the thing. I'm like, this is too long. I don't want to read this. This is lame. I got to go to a meeting in 30 seconds. Summarize page. What did I actually say here? Fast AI helps find content, but slow human processing remains vital for meaningful learning and growth. I actually used a fabric pattern to make this, okay? I've got another one called Extract Wisdom. EW, Extract Wisdom. This will extract wisdom using a fabric pattern, which is a prompt, which will pull a summary. This summary is going to be better even maybe than the summarized page one that I wrote. Look, pull all the ideas out of it, and it just keeps going, right? But I could summarize all the different ideas. I could get quotes out of it. I could do whatever. If there's something that actually talks about predictions, let's go to like, what's going to have a cool bleeping computer. Bad signature, Subaru Starlink flaw. Okay, here we go. Subaru Starlink flaw lets hackers hijack cars in US and Canada. Extract primary problem. This one is another fabric thing that I wrote, which kind of summarizes what this piece of content thinks is the biggest problem. And it's a good way of summarizing, in my opinion. Connected vehicles create dangerous security vulnerabilities that expose private data and physical safety. Cool, makes sense. And you probably could have got that from the summary as well, summarized page. This is probably going to talk more about the vulnerability. Security flaw in Subaru Starlink allowed company vehicle control through license plates affecting US, Canada, and Japan. Bottom line is I could use any of my fabric patterns. So watch this. I go back, fabric, go to the GitHub project that we created, go to the patterns. I could turn any of these workflows. This is like hundreds from hundreds of contributors. All these I could turn into instant things that I could do on any website, on any block of text. It's just absolutely insane. So this workflow is just unbelievable. I no longer have to go to a web page to start doing AI stuff, okay? This is basically my Claude and my OpenAI all built in, but it's inside of Raycast. And I don't use those standalone apps anymore. Unless I'm doing some very specified stuff like in the playground for the different platforms when I'm building my own AI workflows. But in terms of like day-to-day use, day-to-day workflows, I am not using anything except for Raycast. That is how good they have made this, right? So again, the number one workflow is I'm searching the web. So AI, Fabric, Miessler, enter, Google. Option, enter, AI search. Command J, have a conversation about it. Or let's say we're on another cool website. This is Pedro's website, which by the way, like I said before, is very, very cool. So I click on writing, website refresh 2023, things I use. Okay, this is the different stuff that he uses. I wonder, this is probably the background for the Raycast videos, that background right there. Pretty sure it is. But he's got all his different stuff here. So this is a great example. I'm going to show you a great example of this. He's got this thing. He's got all these pictures. He's got all the stuff. And it's like, okay, cool. I just want to know a very specific thing. Okay, so I'm going to do summarized page and just get a summary. That's probably where I start. And then if I do Command J, I could say, what kind of desk is he using? And of course, yeah, I could just go over here and read and look for the desk. So he says fully Jarvis stand-up desk. Again, I could just ask the AI and it could look. This page could have been 200, pages long, right? And I don't have the time to look for it. Or I don't want to do a Command F and find it. Whatever. Again, I can go into more detail. what kind of cameras does he shoot on? Look at that. ZV-E10. I haven't even heard of that one. Photography, yeah. iPhone 15 Pro. You could just dive into content, in and out of content, however you want. And then watch this. This is insane. So if you go to, first of all, Command comma opens the configuration for any app. That's just a macOS thing. But look, if you go to AI, so a custom global hotkey, I have it set to Option Enter. Okay, here's the other main use case for AI. Not being actually on a website or copying text or you're on a current browser tab or something, but instead you just want to ask AI a question. I have a custom hotkey set for that. It's the same command. See, it's option down here, but it's Option A. And again, I have that shortcut set up inside of Raycast. So watch this, Option A, it pops up my thing. So I do Command N, I'm in a new AI session. This is exactly the same as going to like ChatGPT and starting a new session, except for, again, you're doing it from Raycast instead. And I didn't type Raycast and then type something in and press Command and then pressed Option Enter. In fact, I just did Option A because Option A is the universal hotkey for opening my AI conversations. Okay? So from here, I could just do any regular AI search and I'm in an AI conversation. Okay. Next thing I want to talk about, I'm going to close that out, is I want to talk about the options. So when you open Raycast, so I'm just going to open Raycast, and if you do Command comma, this is a universal way to get to settings in macOS. So if I go to the settings and I go to AI, I could see that I can edit my universal hotkey for pulling up AI, which is, like I said, Option Enter. You could change your model here, and it could use whatever model you want. And again, AI chat right there is Option A. And send message is return. You can configure all this. But then if I go to configure AI commands, look at all the different commands that I could use. Search AI commands, send screen to AI chat. You can send your current screen to AI and it'll tell you what's on the screen. Change the tone to casual. Explain the story explanation. Okay, this is a really cool one. So I'm on this tab, story explanation. This will create a story explanation of the web page that I'm on. And I wrote this one. This is actually a Fabric integrated one. And it explains it in a way like you could explain to your grandmother or whatever. And basically have it be a narrative to simplify whatever it is that you're looking on. But that's just one that I created. So create tone to friendly. Most of these are actually just already built in. This one was a Fabric one that I added myself. Extract predictions, extract the primary problem, extract wisdom, find bugs in code, fix the spelling and grammar. This is all just naturally built in. And most importantly, create an AI command. Okay. If I do CAI, create AI command. So now we have a command name, we have a prompt, we have the model we want to use, and we can go and save that thing. It's insane. So you can just keep adding to this list that you see here. And look at this. If you're worried about sending this off to a third party, look at this. You could run it with Ollama. If you have Ollama running, which I tend to have Ollama running, I don't know if I have it yet, but I just restarted Ollama. Now I could use any of these same things that you're doing, improve the writing, make it longer, make it shorter, whatever. You could call Ollama with local models and not send it off anywhere to do that same stuff. So it's whatever integration you want to use. But long story short, all of this comes down to Raycast being a universal launcher that allows you to do all this different stuff we've talking about. All right, so that was just a few of the main ones that I wanted to talk about and share with you. Like I said, you can deep dive and rabbit hole on this and you will come back many, many hours later or days later. like I did. And I haven't even started fully configuring all my AI stuff. I'm actually building a full extension for Fabric to just have the commands for all the patterns right there. So it's like fuzzy finding. As I'm typing, I could type in the pattern name and it will autocomplete for me and it will run that against the web page or against the clipboard text or whatever. So I haven't even started messing with this thing fully. And I'm already like 100 times more useful than I was at the end of 24 before I started this process. So again, invoke, think, action happens. And most importantly, of all the extensions, the AI integration. Have AI right here available here. Type, Option enter. And you are inside of AI. You do Command J to continue the conversation. Or if you want to start from scratch, you just do Command A if you set that up as your alias for AI. And I want to show you that real quick. So showing you real quick how to set these up. So basically those are hotkeys. Alias means you're already inside of Raycast. Hotkey means you're invoking it straight from the operating system. So you're just at the keyboard, you're invoking it. So if I scroll down here, you're going to see a bunch of these. Option A is for AI chat. So that's like, look, so I'm out here, I'm not doing anything, and I do Option A, and I'm inside of AI with regular chat. So that's Option A. But I have this for C, which is cursor. I have it for B, which is browser. I have it for lots of different things. So I have hotkeys configured for lots of different stuff. Again, you can go and set this up to your heart's content, right? And if you are a massive customizer like me, you're going to want to do a ton of these. So I've got a ton of these for aliases. I've got a ton of these for hotkeys. So TW, this is Thinker's Work. Oh yeah, this one's crazy. So look at this. TW, tab. This is a Fabric one for Thinker's Work. This is kind of a diversion, but whatever. I could do this video for like 5 hours. So Thinker's Work. So if I put in Bertrand Russell in here, it's going to give me a one-line encapsulation of what Bertrand Russell is about. It's going to give you his most important ideas, the most important works to go look at, the most important quotes, and advice. So that's a Fabric pattern integrated in. And the reason I'm showing it to you now is because TW is how I get there. So basically I don't have to type Thinker's Work or even start typing it. I could just do TW. So basically I don't have to type Thinker's Work or even start typing it. I could just do TW, tab, and it automatically knows that. In fact, I think I could go TW space as well. So TW space or TW tab also gets you there. And you could just put anybody in here and it will summarize their work and give you back that synopsis. All right, so that's what I wanted to share with you. Basically, my new religion of Raycast and specifically how to use AI within Raycast. And we'll see you in the next one. Take care.